When I was a kid, a question and answer. Did I ever come close losing my dad? In other words, my dad dying on me. Yeah. One time Uncle Ralph pulled in and he wanted dad, for you locals, Loveland, he wanted my dad to ride with him. This is about 1975. And I can remember my dad, saying goodbye. He told Mom, I'll be back in about an hour. Anyway, Ralph was wanting him to go with him down there to Purina. Purina in Loveland used to have I wanted to say a mill. I almost said factory, a mill where they made the dog food there. I don't think it's there anymore. But anyway, so my Uncle Ralph. Now, first of all, my Uncle Ralph owned that junkyard in Sharonville, Ohio. And he always drove old trucks. As long as I can remember, he never drove a new truck. It was always an old truck. Well, him and Dad take off, and they get down, for you locals, they get down to O'Banionville at the train tracks. Now, his old trucks was always manual, and if you ever notice, like when he'd stop his truck, them old manual trucks, they always had a tendency to go forward and backward a little bit. And, just because of the old design. Anyway, they get down to those train tracks, and the damn truck stalls. Yeah. Now, Ralph is a little bit on the slow side. I'm not talking about mentally. I'm talking about physically. He always a little draggy. Anyway, the damn truck stalls. They don't think nothing of it. All of a sudden, from Dad's side, they hear a train horn. Oh, now, by the way, first of all, I was watching, now I'm coming back to that in just a second. I was watching Peter Jennings' World News, before he died. Now, I happened to be watching the World News some years ago. There is no law that says trains have to blow their horns. Yeah, no, they do it out of courtesy. I'm not making that up. There's no law that says they have to. Anyway, back to the story. Anyway, here's a train horn blowing. And Dad looks at Ralph and says, crank this damn thing, scaring the hell out. So my Uncle Ralph, in a panic, cranks the truck, finally cranks it, and he hits it in reverse. And they said that train went by them about 70 miles an hour. Dad said there wasn't probably 3 or 4 inches between the front bumper of that truck and that train. Well, as Uncle Ralph's trying to crank that truck, Dad opens his door, and he's getting ready to bail out. But, of course, he don't want to leave Ralph there. And Dad's, raising hell, crank, here comes that train, Ralph, crank the damn truck. Ralph says, I'm trying. And finally the truck cranks, and they back up. Anyway, as that train's going by and barely missing them, Ralph, he opens his door, and like Dad, he's getting ready to jump out of the truck. And Dad looks at him and says, whatever you do, don't move an inch. Because if this truck bounces a little forward, it'll catch onto that train, and it'll break our necks. But now after the train passed, they get going up that hill, Old Banionville, after the tracks. And Dad looks at Ralph and says, are your knees shaking? And Ralph says, hell yeah, they're shaking. But I never forget Dad coming in and telling, me and my sister was already in bed, school night, but I never forget Dad coming in and after Ralph left him off at the house, and Dad coming in and telling Mom that. I never will forget that. I remember Dad's voice. He said, man, me and Ralph, we almost got hit down there. We come a pee from being killed. 70 miles an hour train like that, if it would just nick the front of that truck, it broke both their necks. So yeah, I came close to losing my dad, about 1975.